Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with Channel Disturbance. This is a T92 HMC. It's a Tier 10 American SPG. It's located on the south spawn of Lakeville, and this one is under the command of ProvoBob. Battle started. Now this is the biggest caliber gun in the game, and he's just got backed into by a mouse, a mighty mouse, and moving away to his firing position. Biggest caliber gun, 24 centimeters is the caliber. Yeah, that's even bigger than the Death Star. That's only 183. They only built 5 of these. They were going to build more, but Japan surrendered in time, so they didn't have to build any more. And thank goodness, because it was a very expensive piece of kit, this one. Took a huge number of men to service it as well. And you can see it's got a very long reload time, 41.7 seconds. Well, he's going up the hill, up this slope, and he's doing that for a good reason, because from this position you can't be seen by the enemy from that direction because the hill's in the way, but he can certainly fire into the valley on the other side. Now normally the enemy hides on that side because they think they're Arty safe. Not when he's doing this. Rounds out, direct hit, Wizzy 111 Model 5A. It's the version that everyone's been given for Team Clash, actually. Got badly damaged anyway, and he's been totally stunned. Looks like he's been tracked as well. Waiting for another shell to go in. Now it does look as if there's not that many enemy on the other side of that hill. I say that because basically we haven't seen anybody other than the guy who's up at the on the rock to the right, to the left, and of course that Wizzy 111. And there he is. Looks like most of the enemy tanks have actually gone into the town. Now, our guys are hanging back. They're not going to drive straight up and walk into the enemy. And there's a very good possibility that the enemy Arty is covering this pass, just as we're doing so at the moment. Well, he fired a shot in there to splash him, and he did do some splash. 366 hit points of splash, and got some stun assist as well. Now he's gone to counter battery, but I think these are much more tempting targets to hit in the town centre. And you can see they're all bunching up together. So this is the time when normally you bring out the premium shells, because the difference in splash is quite big. This one's got a burst radius of 13 meters. This is the standard shell. With the premium, it goes up to 14.5 meters, and that makes a huge difference. Rounds out on that Panzer 7, and he damages the 5A as well. So these guys in the town, if they are clever, they'll actually pull away from the church, because if they stay where they are, they're going to get hammered from a long way away. He's marked the target. He's telling his teammates what he's going for next. There's another reason for marking the target. It does actually draw other people's attention to that tank. Hopefully they'll track it. If they do track it, you might get an easier shot. Well, ready to go. Rounds out. Oh, yes, that's a Bombardier. He took out both tanks with one shot. And when the enemy bunches together, that's beautiful. So 2 kills with 1 shell. Okay, we've got an AMX 50B, which is an autoloader, hiding behind that brick house at the moment, which is a solid house, so you can't actually pen it. So if he lands an Arty shell next to it, I think he's going to do a lot of damage, because that guy's got virtually no armor. 531 hit points of damage. his attention's gone back to the valley because unfortunately an STB-1 has come through the pass. That must have been the tank that was actually sitting behind the rock. But the thing is, he's unloading shells into that E4. But we do have some defenders who are blocking him from coming further down. Okay, Panzerkampfwagen 7. He's loaded. Rounds out. Direct hit for 457. He gets rid of the stun straight away though. And the enemy's coming down the valley, so ProvoBob now needs to think about moving, because if he stays where he is going to get taken out. No, he's decided he's going to ignore that and just leave on his teammates to, or rely on his teammates to keep him safe. So next target is probably going to be that Panzer 7 again. Here he comes. Almost loaded. Rounds out. Oh, and another direct hit for 374 this time. The Object 2684 is going around the corner and he'll just fire a 152mm round right into the rear of the Panzer 7 and takes him out of the game. So we're one tank up on the enemy at the moment and it looks like we've cleared the valley as well. So it does look as if ProvoBob's having to move because there is an UDES 1516 getting rather close to the cap area. He's on the Lake Road, and although we've got a Striv 103 guarding the exit to that Lake Road, can't guarantee that he'll survive. There's also an EBR 105, and he's fairly close as well. There he is in distance. Well, ProvoBob's changing position again. It's very difficult to get shots on the tanks in the town at the moment because they're between the houses. Okay, well there's the enemy Arty. He's just been spotted in the distance. And I think ProvoBob's going to have a go at him. He has got the ability to shoot that far, but at the moment, something's distracted him. Yeah, he's not aiming at all. Now he is. Must have been distracted by something. Somebody maybe talked to him or something. Unfortunately, lost sight of the GW. There he is. Line up a shot. Rounds out. Good. Yes. Splash kill. 26 hit points. So the enemy has no Arty. They've just lost another tank. So they're one down now. He's got no shot on the UDES because the rock face is too close to him. And if he tries to move a bit further to the east, the Guerrilla's going to see him, and he doesn't know where the T110E4 or the Object 430U are, and they could be headed this way. And in fact, it's more than likely they are headed this way, but he is heading closer to the east to try and get shots on the UDES. I'm not sure this is a wise decision. He may be walking into an easy shot from the Guerrilla or from the E4. Well, the 430U, or rather the UDES 1516 have been killed by the 430U, so he's decided to go west again. The enemy lost their Guerrilla, so they're now just down to 2 tanks. But it's not over yet. We've got Striv going up the valley. There's one of the enemy tanks. Oh, and their E4 just killed our M48 Patton. And he's staying Arty safe while he's behind those walls. There's not a lot we can do about it. The Object 430U on the enemy team's come out the other side, and he's going after our Object 430U. Our Striv's not in a position to help, but the thing is that ProvoBob could help him, but he's not doing anything, and we just lost our Object 430U. And I think ProvoBob is tunnel vision. Yeah, now he's realised, too late. And I think we've lost sight of that 430. And that could have game-changing consequences because it's now 3 versus 2. But that E4 still has a lot of health. A lot. And he's got no shot on him. There's the E4. Rounds out. Direct hit for 434. He's chasing that 5A who's got virtually no health. And unfortunately, I think that 5A is going to die. Yes, he has died. So now it's 2 versus 2 with an E4 who has a lot of health. I said it wasn't all over yet. The thing was that that E4 had a lot of health, and now we've just lost our Striv. So it's now ProvoBob facing 2 enemy tanks, one of which is a really heavy duty tank destroyer with a lot of health. And of course he's just hit that guy with 1 round, so that guy's going to be fairly eager to kill ProvoBob. So I don't think this is going to work out so well. Also, with the reload being 41.77 seconds, yeah, he's only going to get 1 shot at that E4, and then the E4 will finish him off. The E4 can get 2 shots off in the time it takes ProvoBob to load 1. And yeah, he's decided to sit in this corner and await the arrival of the E4. Backing behind the house. It's a good ambush position. I don't think they'll worry about him knocking the tree over. I don't think anybody will notice that. The one thing we do notice though is that ProvoBob's got 4,219 hit points of damage recorded so far. Here comes the E4. Who's seen him, and he fires 1 round in, gets another 575 and is taken out the game. Well, nice try. At least you went down fighting. That's the main thing. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, it's a second class tank for ProvoBob in the T92 HMC. He managed to get an arsonist actually. He set light to one of the enemy tanks and killed them. And he also got a Bombardier for killing 2 enemy tanks with 1 shot. As well as a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 12 in that one. And he got a Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And his win rate for that game was 6,025. Excuse me. Well, if we see on team score, we can see that the highest damage actually goes to the E4, but only just. Look at that, 5,096 hit points of damage to the E4. He picked up the high caliber. Oh no, he actually got a Confederate, not a high caliber. But you can see that ProvoBob managed 4,794, so he wasn't that far behind. Just a matter of 302 hit points of damage. When it came to kills, he was in joint second place. The high score was the E4 with 4 kills. The Panzer 7 managed to get 3. ProvoBob managed to get 3, so did the Object 430U. And when it came to base XP, it was in fact that E4 who got the highest one, 1,155, 1,036 to the STB, 913 to the Panzerkampfwagen 7, and ProvoBob managed to get 524, which is still pretty good. 10 shots fired, 7 direct hits, no penetration, 12 splash. Damage of 4,794 hit points, of which 4,219 were at more than 300 meters. He received 1 hit, it was a penetration, that was from the 155mm gun on the E4. 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 killed, and 242 hit points of stun assist off 10 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 55,299 credits, got 7,200 for Courageous Resistance, that's for getting a Battle Hero medal in a losing game, and 62,499 credits total. After repair and ammunition resupply took away 1,639. Yes, I know it's not a lot, but it's the ammunition costs and the vehicle repair costs that cost you so much here. 7 bonds for the awards and 8 for the battle, total 15. 786 base XP on premium. 460 for Courageous Resistance took away 1,246 experience points altogether. So it's a pity that he didn't get the win there. But yeah, I think his team threw it away, to be honest. And I would actually, the one criticism for ProvoBob was he wasn't paying attention to that Object 430U. He was so tunnel visioned on the E4 that he forgot the 430U was going after our 430U. And if he'd actually fired a round at the enemy 430U and stunned him, I think our guy might have stood a chance to take him out of the game. But as it was, he didn't. And that gave the 430U a chance to take down our Striv as well. And if we'd had the Striv and the 430U still in the game, that E4 would have had a run for his money. So there you go. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. And thank you for watching.